Joey and Jagger. Jagger, the sweet cattle dog, and then Joey, the miniature Aussie. They are both so sweet, and just as sweet, they had just as big of problems. Joey had lived in the home for several years, and he had some really bad, out-of-control excitement barking. And Jagger, the cattle dog, would do very intense nervous barking at new people when they came in. This was also a huge problem for them because Jagger was starting to actually jump up and nip at people, and they couldn't control, just going in and out of the door if people brought packages in, things like that. It's a very, very dangerous behavior just because Jagger was starting to go after people, and he would kind of get amped up off of, Joey's overexcited energy as well. And they were also both very, very dog reactive on leash. So we took in Jagger first for the board and train. It was over the holidays. This is him several days into learning the e-collar. He understands what it means. We definitely have a permission-based relationship that we're going to transfer back over to the owners. And this is just a clip of people coming in and how he is very alert because there's so much going on, but he is also being very obedient. No intense barking and no intense insecurity. And that's because I'm advocating for him. This is just some more impulse control work we did. He had to lay in place command. I actually have a mat out there while my other dog played fetch. Turns out Jagger really loved to play fetch too. His parents never could get him to do that, but that's because he was always in such a heightened state of mind with the other dog around, just doing a lot of play, and he was never just calm enough to focus on anything like that. So it was really cool that that's kind of a neat side thing that just happened to come out of this, because they hadn't had him for that long out of the shelter, and he just showed no interest in it. So it was really neat to be able to discover that. But right here is him. What we were doing is we were taking turns. He would get to play for a while, and then he'd have to watch Dusty play and sit in place and be calm. So it's a lot of give and take. This is Joey. He was very, very spunky. He took to learning heel right away. Other things he really struggled with was waiting at the door. That was really hard for him. So we spent a lot of time teaching waiting at the door, which helped him calm down in general with the excitement barking. And this is just the very first day of us learning e-collar heel, which again he took to right away. He did really well with this aspect of the training. He was actually a little bit of a tougher case, even though he didn't have the severe behavioral issues with people that Jagger had. He was a little bit more stubborn, a little bit more pushy and edgy about everything, so he actually took a little longer to come around. Now this is the owners back in the home getting to walk the dogs together for the first time. You can tell that Jagger is still alert because he's back in his own area. So he is on patrol, and let me tell you, the dogs in this area were awful. We came across so many dogs that it's not just the dogs, but the owners didn't care that their dogs were going crazy. So I could see why it was so tough for him. But this is beautiful, them just being able to walk together, and the owners getting to do it for the very, very first time. So this part is sped up a little because it took, a couple of minutes to figure out how to put the code in, open the door, because this is a big trigger reaction, especially for Jagger, and then just an excitement reaction for little Joey. So, so we had to really take our time and figure out how to facilitate the leashes. Even right here, you see him accidentally, let them kind of go forward together without him, but then he fixes himself. And then he goes right in between them just like he needs to. And then they spent a lot of time, especially with Jagger, just hanging out in here in a down position, watching people go by, because that door is such a huge trigger for him, for UPS and for people who bring in bikes and skateboards and things like that. He just had a lot of built-up emotions with that. So this is a couple months later. I don't know if you can hear him, but Joey barked a couple of times in the back, so I was really mean, and I knocked a few times, and then they just patterned him for a second, and it went away. And the funny thing is, they said it was because they moved his place command, so it's recently, and he had done that a couple times, even though he hadn't been before. So it's really interesting now when you change things like that up, how it can affect the dog, so it's important to mix things up regularly.
Wow, I can't believe how quiet Jagger is. Nope.
Jagger, place. Place.
I know, I said his name. That's my bad. Wow. His demeanor is totally different than when I came in that first time.
Yeah.
Keep commenting on it too.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's so calm, and in the elevator with Jagger, no.
He's like, oh crap, I know her.
Yeah, he'll sit or he'll lay down in the elevator when people come in, and they're like, "Oh, he's so much."
Like, what did you
So
do
much
to
more
that?
calm.
This one was still grumbly. I heard him outside the door, but
he's a little harder to break.
yeah.
He's a
Wow.
little more stubborn.
I'm so impressed. I mean, really am. I mean, I know like he. All right, so tell me again, just how he's doing with the crating, and Joey, the little one, just how he's taking to the structure.
With the crating, it's night and day, because he never slept in the crate for the longest time. He always slept in the bed with us, and at bedtime, he would run past us, ahead into the bedroom, jump up on the bed, and then wait for us to come in. Now he goes to, when it's bedtime, he goes with us, walks in, and then he'll either go straight into his crate, Jagger down, place. Good boy.
He is pushy.
He'll either go into his crate on his own and then wait there for us to shut the door, or he'll lay by the crate waiting for us to finish.
That's so awesome.
bedtime stuff. It's
What
great.
about during the day though? Like when he wants to be out with you specifically?
What, during the day with the crate?
Yeah, or place,
Yeah,
or just
place is fine.
Okay.
Usually I don't put him into the crate as much during the day after the 30 days was up. Well, like when Jagger goes into the crate for his 3 hours in the day, I'll give Joey some free time to roam around, and he's usually fine. He doesn't hang out by the door as much anymore. He usually hangs out in the middle right here and just like lays down. And
Good.
sometimes we haven't really had him come up on the couch, but a little more now during the day since I'm home now. If I see him, I'll be like, oh, hey, you can come up here. And he'll wait and come up and jump only when we call him on the couch.
How long have you been home and not working?
2
2
weeks
weeks.
now?
Yeah, not
2 weeks.
long.
Not long.
That could aid in the initial barking too,
Okay.
with the people coming in, because
Okay.
he's getting more
Comfortable.
attention and less structure
Right.
than before, so that
Okay.
can aid into that initial
Okay.
grumbly growliness. Whereas before you said that it had pretty much gone away,
Right.
but he still just has moments.
Right.
You said,
Yeah.
So that can aid in that, but
Okay.
but that's again that's just about finding the balance.
Right, we're
and-
trying to
and stuff
still
like that.
like Jagger's still like pretty much structured on like that plan you gave us for and Joey is too, except when Jagger goes to be crated during the day, I'll keep Joey out. But we still like do patterning. He loves patterning, Joey does, but I think that's mostly if we do it with the food. He's
With the
always
food,
looking
yeah.
for it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like crazy. But he's really good at it. We don't have to do it with leashes anymore or anything. And they'll wait, like even the one in the hallway, and when Joey can't see me, he'll wait.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll try to like peek around, but I'll hear him, go back, and
And
he'll
he'll
like
lay back.
slowly lay back down and like just do his little paws.
And Joey's been great with the furniture, because when they would run around in free time, before they'd run and play, and then if Joey's running away from Jagger, they'd both jump up here, run around the couch, and then whatever. Now, like during free time, if Joey's out and about, he doesn't jump up on here unless Katie calls him up.
Right.
And what's actually 100% better is Joey, we used to keep this door open, and we do like when Jagger gets his free time during the
Yeah,
day.
I wanted to ask about the barking.
Yeah, I'll keep this door open so he likes to go out and just sit and watch people. And he's never really been a big barker for people outside, but he'll just sit there and watch like for hours, whatever. But Joey used to ruin it all the time because he used to like just bark, bark, bark. You know,
And
we'd
he's
have to
not
shut the door.
barking now?
He doesn't like, even if he'll like make a little bark, I'll hurry up and be like, no. And he'll stop or run back inside.
I'll be
and
honest,
bark.
I'm so surprised because that's one of the typical lingering issues.
Yeah.
Probably 99% of the time is they still can't get rid of the territorial.
No, like even like when people like our neighbors walk in and out and slam the door, they don't bark for that
Yeah.
either.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
the inside and then up here has been fantastic territorial wise. The only kind of lingering work is mostly with Joey and other dogs.
Yeah.
Like down when
When you're
take
down
Joey,
walking?
when we're down walking, he'll see another dog and he'll want to like guard the house, guard the place.
Man, I bet that so much of that initially is what fed into Jagger's attitude about this place.
Yeah. But Jagger now, like he'll have curiosity about other dogs. Like he'll want to go, like, oh, there's somebody I could play with, or there's somebody I want to smell. But it's not a aggressive, get out of my area.
Yeah.
He usually just
type
looks
attitude.
like, and every time I walk under that, he usually just like instantly looks at me. Like, because he's prepared now for, like, you know, like, you little tug, or, like, don't, you know. So most of the time, he'll just, like, look at me, especially if someone passes. I'll, like, because I still, like, get out of the way a little bit, like, sit, like, this woman, this baby was in there, thing. So I was like, we'll just get out of the way for them to walk. And I was, like, sit, and he'll just, like, instantly just, like, lay down and wait now, like, whenever he sees, like, people coming a lot of times, which is good.
Is he still playing fetch, both of them?
Oh, yeah, he loves playing fetch.
Good.